In this rapidly evolving digital age, vigilance is not optional anymore, it has become a necessity. So, in today's session, in today's lecture, we will make ourselves aware of all the different types of digital scams which are there, so we ourselves don't succumb to any such criminal activity. So, this is going to be our agenda for today. So, straight forward, we'll discuss the concept of the pervasive term these days in India, that is digital arrest. So what do you understand by digital arrest? Digital arrest confers or denotes a kind of virtual handcuffs. So, here what will happen is the modus operandi is that a criminal, he poses or impersonates a high ranking, a legitimate official. Maybe he'll pose as a police personnel in uniform, or a bank official, or some person from Enforcement Directorate, ED. And over normally Skype, some video calling method, he will hold you to ransom. He will say that you have been the intended recipient, or you are responsible for sending any drugs or smuggled material or contraband, and that a case has been registered against you. And in order to enforce the closure of the case, he will try to negotiate a sum, a bribe of money, which he'll ask you to transfer to him via that method. So how is he digitally arrested, that person, the victim? He will be asked to remain on Skype, on video chat, until he succumbs or he becomes vulnerable and agrees to transfer that particular amount, extortion amount, to the criminal. So he will be sort of arrested, he will be hanged in that particular position. So this is the modus operandi. Sometimes what happens is, sometimes the relatives are targeted, relatives of the intended victim, they are targeted. The relatives are conveyed, it is conveyed to the victim that the relatives have been involved, or the relatives, they are indicated or they are informed that the particular victim has been involved in illegal activities and they need to transfer a sum of money. And since he is bound to that virtual screen, so he is in a form of virtual handcuffs. So this is, and in the past 11 months itself, over 323 cases have been registered, connoting or referencing to the cyber fraud, and there has been a loss of 2410.99 crores of rupees. Okay. Now the thing is, again, digital arrest, this is just one type of online scam that persists in this cyber criminal world. Other types of scams we have to understand. So first of all, the first type of scam is the trading scam. This is different from the investment scam. In trading scam, what will happen is the criminal, he, via deceptive social media or social media ads, he will say that these ads are purportedly supported or endorsed by celebrities or trustworthy individuals. Then he will convince via WhatsApp of or Telegram, to that he will persuade that victim to register on WhatsApp or join some group, and he will ask them to download some non-regulatory or malicious apps. Okay, and then he will be asked to perform trades or invest money to buy some shares through those malicious trading apps. Initially, some profits will be shown to him. Okay, so the victim is confident, okay, profits are so shown. Then the condition will be that the entire profits, the net profits which are accrued to that victim, that those will be deposited in his respective amount only after a massive investment takes place of 2.5, say, or to 3 lakhs. And obviously that Till that investment is done, then the malicious app has done, the malicious person, the criminal has done its work, and he has emptied the victim's bank account. So this is one type of very pervasive trading scam, and this, out of that 4210.99 crores, this is responsible for the a significant portion of the loss of the savings of the ordinary citizen. Next, we have already discussed the digital arrest. So, digital arrest, we have already said the victim will be contacted by the pernicious criminal via Skype. He will be accused of selling, transferring, or receiving contraband, smuggled money, smuggled goods, or drug material, and he will be made bound to the video call unless he agrees to transfer a particular sum or large sum of money to the criminal's account. So these are two different types. Then the third type we come to is the investment scam. Like I said earlier, this is different from the trading scam. How? This is a social media rating based scam. This is very common. So normally what you might come across some malicious link. Okay, you will get this amount of price, this amount of money once you complete that social media task. For example, you have to provide 5-star rating, or you have to provide feedback on a particular app or a particular product. Okay, then some amount will be deposited. Purportedly, some amount like rupees 500 will be deposited in that amount. Okay, then further, the victim will be encouraged to deposit more amount to get more ratings, but immediately the rupees will, or the money will not be transferred into the victim's account unless a certified amount, 10, hundreds, thousands of feedbacks are given, the money is deposited. And finally, what will happen when the time of delivery of the money will has to come, then the victim will be told that his performance score is poor. That is, he has not performed the task of rating the apps or giving feedback properly. So the money is not going to be returned to him, and this then continues. And last but not the least is the romance dating based scam. So here normally I don't need to go into the depth, but mostly via apps, via dating apps, the women, normally foreigners, they gain the trust, they gain the love and affection of the victims, and they promise to meet in person, they promise for marriages or relationships, and finally when they agree to meet, they come via the airports. So they get they make a call to the victim. The victim receives a call saying that have been, the particular female, foreigner female, has been detained by the airport authorities, and she requires a certain amount of money so that a case is not she is not indicted, a case is not registered against her, and she does not have to go behind bars. So this is also one of the common methods. So these four type of online scams you have to be aware of. Then next we come to the methods of digital deception. Okay, where you not don't directly come face to face or in interaction with a said individual. You click, you come across various links which you unassumingly click and then fall into the trap of the malicious, pernicious criminal. So first of all, this is very common term, phishing. Okay, not the FISH but PH. So normally this is the common modus operandi or method of operation by criminals via emails. So maybe you unassumingly there is some link, you not only, it might not only confine itself to you receiving some award. Maybe there is some message in the mail that your account will may be frozen, or maybe you can receive some refund on some billing or other stuff, and you unassumingly click on that malicious link, and then you are taken to further, the bank account details can be taken or extorted by a various means, via malware, etc. And the way to identify the common way of identifying these phishing attacks is by looking at the links which are supposedly the victim is asked or persuaded to click upon. So, for example, if you come across such a link, sbiservices.com instead of sbi.co.in. So, this is a malicious link. So, this comes by technical literacy, not only by being aware or being vigilant, but also technical literacy. You need to be aware of what the URLs, what the common URLs, what the safe URLs, the HTTPS URL. It should be affixed uh, before URL. So this is phishing. Okay, next we have the SMS. This is known as smishing. So various messages or SMS may be delivered to the targeted victim, for example, by a pernicious or false Aadhaar services message where Aadhaar account might be, the message might say that you have to share the details or you have to put in some number to confirm your Aadhaar or KYC. You have to affirm or confirm your KYC or bank details. Normally, these attacks are identified with these kinds of link bit.ly. So you have to avoid clicking on such links. And the third type is by phone call, and this is known as wishing. So this is also one of the very common. So a phone call will be made by the criminal to the aforementioned victim, and the victim will be asked some OTP details or bank details to be shared. And this is normally the RBI and as well as the other organization, vigilance organizations, they particularly try to they issue ads persuading or coercing the citizens not to share OTP via calls. So this is very common, like Paytm or the false other apps which mimic the apps. Okay, and this besides that, so there is hybrid mode also in which smishing messages and wishing both are. So wishing it, the criminal will call the victim via wishing and then ask him to share the OTP via smishing when the OTP is received on the message. And furthermore, the AI, the advent of AI has further complicated issues like deep fakes. So we already know that the actual person, a real existing person, may call and exercise this way of wishing or smishing. But deepfakes or voiceovers, AI chatbots, they are designed in such a way that an actual person does not need to do any hard work. Instead, the AI chatbot, like for example Zomato chatbot like Zomato, it will try to persuade the victim, it will try to make the victim vulnerable. Then, similarly, with the advent of AI, there is also these terms polymorphic malware. So, this type of malwares with the use of AI, they start changing their identity. So, even the well qualified, well established anti malware softwares or antivirus softwares, they are unable to detect this. Then, how to deal with such issues? Some media, like, for example, Facebook, in order to avoid cyber crimes, what they do, like Gmail, also, the two factor two-factor authentication. Okay, encryption is there. Then if you think that your account has been hacked or there is a large amount of sum that has been debited from your account, you can immediately contact your bank helpline. You can register your complaint or cybercrime.co.in. Okay, so these are the methods which you should be aware of, so common methods. Okay, so this was recently in news, very interesting and novel concept, because AI has been now become one of the scapegoats which is being successfully used by criminals to modify their approach of cyber crimes. So similarly, RBI recently, it unveiled its mulehunter.ai software in which it hunts down mules' bank accounts. Okay. So before that, some stats like in the past 1 year itself, the center has frozen more than 5 lakh mule bank accounts. If we consider the phishing attempts, India, US, UK, Canada, and Germany are the top recipients or where the citizens are most affected by the phishing attempts. Okay, and the phishing attempts they have been shown to have risen by 58.2% in 2023 as compared to the previous year. So now we come to what is meant by the mule account. Mule account is what happens is these accounts are purchased or bought, or they are borrowed from individuals, normally low income individuals, or who are not technically literate, who are unaware of the technical developments or whatever crimes or whatever AI is doing. And these accounts are then used by the criminals for crimes such as money laundering. So, if you check the dictionary for mule, mule is not only a donkey, but mule as a metaphor means that a person, a vulnerable person, he is made the scapegoat. Okay, he is sort of vulnerable and he is taken undue advantage of. So this is all about the mule bank accounts, and RBI has developed this tool mulehunter.ai to curb money laundering not only by traditional means but by the able detection of the mule bank accounts, which is difficult to detect manually. So this is a very interesting development. And finally, we come to the main institution in India when it comes to discussing about tackling the cybercrime. So we have the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, also known as in short by I4C. So 4Cs. Okay, so I4C, it was an initiative. It functions under the Ministry of Home Affairs. It was established in 2018 and it functions as a nodal organization to tackle and deal with the cyber crimes. So some initiatives which have been taken place, which has been taken under I4C are also of relative importance. So first of all, we have the Cyber Fraud Mitigation Center or CFMC. Okay, so what it does is it coordinates the cyber crime or cyber fraud mitigation measures. It coordinates with various PSBs, the private banks, the public sector banks, then various ISPs, internet service providers, various telecom operators. Okay, data is shared. So in this way, it does its job. Okay, then we have the cyber suspect registry. So continuous vigilance has to be maintained. We don't need to wait till the cybercrime is committed. So here there is a suspect, there is a mapping is done of the possible suspects or the erstwhile criminals, the previous criminals. The data sharing is done with various other investigation agencies. A registry is made. Okay, mapping and data sharing is done. And in a similar way, the Saman Vaya portal has been developed for data and information sharing. Okay, so all these they work simultaneously with each other to share data with the various organizations to aid the various investigation agencies and to streamline the operations. And the final important initiatives is the Cyber Commando. So it has been envisaged that 5,000 cyber commandos have to be trained over a period of next 5 years who are very accomplished. They are well acquainted with how to deal effectively with the cyber complaints. It's not that we just make a phone call, okay, and our cyber complaints will be resolved easily. It is going to become much more complex. So there have to be dedicated trained individuals who have to perform this job. Okay, so this is all about whatever the cybercrime involves. So if you go to today's session, so you will be aware. If you have to give an answer to someone, you have to write an answer, or you have to explains about cybercrime, so you will be able to do so. And at the end, like I4C has also given its advisory that no ED official, no judge, no police officer will ask for OTPs on phone call, or no such arrest will be made. So, not only vigilance and awareness, but skepticism. Skepticism does not mean paranoia, but you have to, before click on any link or reading any mail or trying, you have to try and judge, anticipate the authenticity and the genuine nature of that intended mail or phone call or things like that. So I hope that today's session was enlightening for all of you. Till we meet again next time, stay safe. Jai Hind.